Thoughts on the Daniel Jones and Kyler Murray of it all on today's show. Soon to be, today's a belle of the ball vibe as far as free agency is concerned. Alec Pierce, greatest wide receiver of all time. The free agent market is acting like it. 47 catches, over 1,000 yards is bananas. And it's not just a one-year wonder. It's not just a Daniel Jones Steichen thing. He's been doing it. He's been doing his thing as far as yards per reception go. He's a game changer. Like, if he went to Buffalo, if he goes to Buffalo, like, are they not in a Super Bowl? I don't know. What is his future? Is it in Indianapolis following said Daniel Jones tag? He's going to tell us what's important to him. You know who else I'm super interested to talk to? Isaiah Likely. 4th-round draft pick, wants to and has earned his right to hit the market, get wined and dined, sent edible arrangements and bottles of, wine from the corners of the NFL universe for his services as a game-breaking, Super Bowl squad-making star tight end in the league. Where do they want to go? What's important to them? How do you leave a Lamar Jackson? A lot of questions today. Okay, franchise tag, deadline day. Came and went yesterday. I'm tripping over even saying it because was it that exciting? Was it crazy? Let's dig in here. 4 official tags get popped onto these cats. George Pickens, Kyle Pitts, they got theirs last week already, so this is why kind of came and went. Stuttering out the gates here. I don't know. We'll see if they work out a long-term deal. You know that first guy's not going to have anything done until the last possible second, and we will draw out the storylines and headlines. There'll be a lot of George Pickens with Jerry dragging his feet. Then you got Bryce Hall, Daniel Jones. They get hit with the tag yesterday. Super MVP, Super Bowl MVP, Kenneth Walker. Where is he going to play? It really might look like he might be headed somewhere else. Everyone always says it's a business. The business of it all, no hard feelings until they face their former team sometime in the future. Yeah, Travis Etienne, Jacksonville, I don't know. It's going to be a great offseason, I think, for anybody looking for a game-changing running back. And you're looking at, of course, the draft where you've got Jeremiah Love and some of these other cats going pretty early. So let's start with the Daniel Jones of it all. Friend of the show, Daniel Jones, healing up from injury. He gets the good old transition tag. We love alliterative Hamilton. Why can't I speak? What is happening? Every other word I can't transition tag? What's happening?
Alliteration tripping you up this morning. I don't know.
I don't know. I can't. Alec Pierce.
You want to take like a clean reset?
Isaiah Likely. No, we do it live here on the program. God, thank goodness. Why are you so excited to talk to Alec Pierce and Isaiah Likely? These are the two biggest pieces, I guess, two of the bigger pieces.
Yeah. I think when you look at this free agent landscape, these are two of the guys that are going to make or break this free agent class for a bunch of teams. And I think, with Alec Pierce, the big playability, what he showed with consistency at the quarterback position last year, and I think Likely really is just scratching the surface of what he's going to be able to do in this league. I'm a huge fan of his. I think, with the opportunities, I think he could be top 5 as far as tight end production next year.
Maybe they should have gotten him the ball more. Maybe they should get him more involved. It seems like in our morning meeting, we talked a lot about him when a play breaks down over there in Baltimore. Who's Lamar looking at? Do you think Lamar talked to him before this sort of fell apart? When exactly did it fall apart? Before or after early January when Harbaugh was released? Like, do you think Declan Doyle has, at the buzzer, tried to be like, I want to make you part of this thing that I'm building? It seems like, and he was on with Gruden and his Barstool show, and Isaiah was like, I want to, he used the word blossom. I'm ready to blossom. I've sort of learned all that there is to learn. I'm good.
Yeah, and those are great questions that I'm excited to hear answers about from him because, there's a lot at play there, and I wonder if the door is fully closed in Baltimore. It seems that way, but... Yeah.
And then Daniel Jones with Alec Pierce, my first question is, you're sitting around all day looking at your phone trying to figure it out, are you going to hear from Chris? Are you going to hear? And then you see the Daniel Jones transition tag. Got it right. Nailed it. You see that happen. And then what are your first thoughts going through your head? Those questions. What are your questions, guys, for these two belle of the balls in the midst of free agency, which is next week? Hit us up at Up and Adam Show. Put your comments into the YouTube comment section on Twitter, wherever you're watching. We appreciate you on television. And we got to see what this Alec Pierce situation looks like. But when it comes to Daniel Jones, it's a big deal. It's great to have him back in the fold because it's good for the franchise, okay? I'm sure both sides were wanting and would have loved to get some kind of an extension done instead. But now Daniel gets some guaranteed money, well-deserved, coming off that injury. And the Colts, they keep a quarterback who had them in the driver's seat, as we all remember and were cheering on in the division before said injury. So I'd be excited if I'm a Colts fan. Even if he plays this year without a new deal, the transition tag slots Daniel as the 17th highest paid quarterback. And I think any short-term extension would probably be in a similar range. So listen, I get that there's some reservations with him coming off the Achilles. I think there's always going to be reservations about him until he Sam Darnold's it and wins a Super Bowl. I do. But with the reactions that I'm seeing, I don't think people are, some of the reactions I'm seeing, not all. Some of you idiots don't really appreciate what he did last year. Let's take a look, shall we? Daniel ranked top 8 in every single category before getting hurt in Week 14. He was top 5 in passing, tied for 3rd in yards per attempt with Josh Allen. Let's not forget the 8-4 Colts were the highest scoring offense in the entire league. So assuming DJ is able to recover well from injury, and he's an athlete, and he's young, and all these things are working to his advantage, and he's we've even spotted him smiley out and about in the world. It's a win. It's a win for the organization that has been desperately searching for an answer at quarterback since Andrew Luck, friend of the show, hung it up 8 years ago, and now he's GMing over with Stanford. So that's how I feel about that. Let's give him some love. I think this worked out for both squads, but they've got to get that Alec Pierce situation done. And are they going to get rid of Michael Pittman? So, you transition tag DJ, but, you're going to get rid of the guy who's crushing it in yards per catch as your deep play guy, and you're going to let Michael Pittman, perennial, stable wide receiver, leave? Or then you got to be like Chris Ballard. What's the plan here? What are we doing? Are we rebuilding? Carly, are we letting him do? I don't. What are the ins and outs of that, guys? Let me know what you think. Let's talk about the other big news of the day. The not surprising Cardinals' decision to release Kyler Murray at the start of the new year, which kicks off next Wednesday. I think, while I say the other day, the Vikings are the most intriguing option because, of course, you want KOC, you want Justin Jefferson, you're banking that, and I'm basing that on the talent level that I know that Kyler has never achieved in the NFL, that we've seen in glimpses. That's from Kyler's perspective. That's great. But there is another team that I do love for him, and that's the Falcons. And that's no disrespect to Michael Penix, friend of the show, who I love and has endeared himself to me, especially after sitting down with him at the Super Bowl, and he's such candor and great poise, and I want to see what he can do. But if you look at Kyler's skill set and the situations he has had success, it's fit-based only, okay? It just fits like a good pair of jeans. Not secret that Kyler has been at his best when he's throwing to the outside in his career. He needs targets that can go up and get it. So giving him a Drake London that's standing there at 6'4", Kyle Pitts who's standing there at 6'6", tagged, right? That's a dream scenario for a Kyler Murray with his ceiling, which, have we seen it? Have we not? Who knows? By the way, Bajan, that threat. So, if the Falcons did that, Hamilton, can you get on FanDuel Sportsbook? What are it's Saints up top, right?
It's Bucks up top right now, plus 160.
They got to make sure, we got to figure out the Mike Evans of that, but go on.
Then the Falcons at plus 180, the Saints at plus 430, and the Panthers, for some reason, a distant last at plus 550, even though they just won the division last year. Huge
values there with the Panthers, who've got some big boys to throw to, by the way, up there for Bryce. Oh, I like the Saints there, too, actually. I think they're too low. But it's kind of like anybody's division, right? And they got to figure out Mike Evans, and you got to think, do the Bucks get back? All of those things. I think that if the Falcons got Kyler, they're easily the favorite. I think FanDuel will think that way, and I would definitely think that way. But he's got to, figure it out and he's got to put it together. There's almost nothing more disappointing than Kyler. Kyler Murray is, the most disappointing quarterback I can remember. That's real.
Yeah, because the ability, as you said, we see it in flashes, and the talent is so outstanding. And on a play-to-play basis, he can do things that only a few guys in this league can do. It's just a matter of putting it together. And I think you're right. Like when you look at the landscape of what what he would have if he goes to an Atlanta, there's something to be said, like you just mentioned with Bryce Young having those big targets in Carolina. If you're going to have a shorter quarterback, surround him with some big pieces to throw to. If he's not able to see over that line as well, you can find those big targets anywhere. I do really like that fit.
All these teams in the NFC South are like, it's mine. And they should all feel that way. They all can win the division. And so these free agency moves next week are going to play huge. And of course, every team, every division, but this NFC South with what they could do. Kyler swings it in a big way. I think Mike Evans almost makes it, if he leaves, and that's weirdly looking more likely, I think that almost feels like the end of what could be. The Bucs, is their window closed, I guess? It's never really, because you do have stability at the coaching position. They've won the division so many years in a row. They're always contending. But the Mike Evans, and like if Levante, has he decided to come back yet?
He has not made a decision yet.
Yeah, if he hangs it up, then you're almost in this thing of like, okay, we really went in last year saying this was our year to win another one, those two OGs under Bowles, and then you might think like, now we gotta, like, it's the age of a Mecca, but that might take a little bit. That might take a little bit, and then like, you know, my bestie, I don't even know if that story's true, but if that story's true, why can't I think of him? Tez. Effing Tez.
Gosh.
Get it together, Tez. I was rooting for you. Tyra Banks, we were all rooting for you. We'll be back after this. Isaiah Likely, the belle of the ball. Do you know how happy I am for Isaiah Likely? I hope you're getting, like, invites to lobster dinners, surf and turf. I hope teams are sending you edible arrangements next week. We got to figure out the future for the star tight end. Do you like how I hedged that? Not now. I hope nobody's even talking. I mean, no one's talking to Isaiah Likely right now. No one's sending him anything. But at that buzzer, you know how when it all happens, like, immediately? I wonder how that happens that way.
It's a mystery.
It's a mystery.
We'll never know.
Like, teams just sign him without talking to him. They just, like, you know,
as soon as it hits 12:01.
Isaiah just living his best life. Which I hope he is. And, like, I saw there's a little Cabo. He's got a beautiful life, beautiful wife.
Yeah.
Melanie down there doing their thing. I think he was courtside at a Celtics game with that coach that freaks me out. What's that coach's name?
Joe Mazzulla.
He is. They were showing last night, Hannah Storm, I guess, was on the NBA broadcast, and I think they were showing and beautifully went back in time and showed her going into that other scary coach, Knicks coach. What's his fucking name? Pat Riley?
Pat Riley.
And she like went into his office and is like, and she was talking about how scared she was, and I just thought that was so funny because like that's so real. That's so real. He's scary. That Mazzulla guy is terrifying. And then I think NBA coaches outside of them aren't scary. Jenny was saying that Signetti not as scary. Jenny Taft, of course, brilliant. Friend of the show now, silent reporter for Fox College. I don't know anything about Signetti.
Popovich had a little scariness to him.
No, I would love. No. Him and those are fine. No, Jim Schwartz is the scariest NFL coach.
Yeah.
By far. I like the scary. Like people think like Sean is scary.
Yeah.
Not scary. I would probably give it to right now. Reigning scary coach is still Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
No one's thrown me off my game as much as him, right? Like I was.
No one ever.
It was the worst interview I've ever had because I just like, I was so in my head about it.
But it wasn't.
So
weird. You just felt
But he didn't like that I was calling him scary, and then I couldn't read him, and then he was like, he wouldn't like leave my eyeballs, so I couldn't even like look away to readjust because he was telling me with his eyeballs, don't you look away from me. You know? And now he's like, oh, he's so cute, and he's trying to pretend taking off his shirt, and he's like living his best. I don't know. I don't know.
I remember when we were prepping for that, too. I was reading about how Declan Doyle, when he interviewed for the OC job, thought that Ben hated him and he wasn't getting the job and all that.
Declan Doyle's going to give LaFleur a run for his money for hottest coach, and everybody should just thank their lucky stars that Marcus Freeman decided to stay at Notre Dame. And here's our next guest.
Jackson from the gun, taken off. Nope, now throws. He's got him. It's likely for the touchdown.
What a touchdown. My next guest, one of the most explosive young players in the league, just 25, wrapping up year 4 in Baltimore. The belle of the free agency ball. You're smiling. Isaiah, what does this feel like? What does this feel like?
It's crazy, man. I'll be trying to tell people, like, everybody be trying to ask me how free agency is and everything. Like, I went from, last 3 years knowing when I have to go back to, to the Baltimore Ravens facility and everything. But now I tell everybody, it's my first day out here. I don't know what I'm supposed to expect.
I mean, so tell me what it actually feels like, because you haven't experienced this.
It feels like, okay, so like I was never a 5-star recruit, like in high school. So it feels, I guess like this is like what it feels to be like a highly recruited kid, I guess.
I'm so happy for you. I'm going to go, can we zoom to question 4 here? You really worked so hard. And I want to show you this picture. What would you tell this kid even, signing his rookie contract? You're a 4th rounder. You don't go day 1, day 2, you're day 3. Now you're getting wined and dined in free agency. Everybody wants you. Baltimore's going to cry when they leave you, and they should. What would you tell this kid?
Man, I just tell him just that picture right there, just keep your head down and keep working. I mean, just, knowing that, what happened around draft time wasn't expected. I mean, where I ended up was a blessing. I told EDC that, the second I picked up the phone, and I told him, like, everything you're going to get out of me from this day forward is going to be, the sky's the limit. And then I felt like I put that on film.
Would you tell that kid? Like, what would that kid think if, like, you said that this would be happening 4 years later, that you'd be changing teams now? I mean, there's got to be some, like, you have a lot of reverence for Baltimore. You have a lot of reverence and love for that fan base for taking a chance on you being the one of the third. I've seen all the beautiful quotes and how you feel about it. But, like, I'm looking at that kid signing his rookie contract and thinking, like, in 4 years, like, John Harbaugh's not going to be here anymore. Like, it must be sort of wild.
No, for sure. I mean, that's, the blessing of not knowing, the next move. I mean, just always, letting the Lord be your guidance and really just, stepping one foot in front of the other. I mean, I never try to look too forward into tomorrow because you never know, what the moment brings.
Yeah.
So just telling that kid, just keep your feet where your head is and just keep stepping.
I mean, you don't want to look forward. We're going to look forward a little bit, but not till we go backwards, because it was very hard for my staff to pick a play from you that could sort of stand as like our favorite play. You have so many highlight reel plays through your first 4 years, and you don't get the targets, which is insane. And now you're gonna, which is crazy to think about. This is the one, though. This is the one that I picked. Talk me through this. 2023 against the Jags. Come on.
Yeah. So I'm in motion. I don't even know if I was in motion, but it was a cover 2. It was a cover 2 shell.
Okay.
When I went to the middle of the field, so I started throwing my hand up, like right when I passed the linebacker, and I seen out of the corner of my eye, like L trying to like maneuver out of the sack. And in my mind, like, just in the moment, it's like, dang, like I'm low-key wide open in the middle of the field, forgetting I have Houdini as quarterback. So he gets out of the sack, and I just start throwing my hand up. And me and L have like this unwritten rule of, if I throw my hand up and he trusts me to throw the ball, I better come down with the ball. And that's just, just how we operated. So when the ball went in the air, everything in my mind was, man, it's my ball or no ball. And that's just, just me going to make a play. You get crunched, you shake it off like it's nothing. What is that? Yeah, I mean, it's just really just, the motto of, my ball or no ball in the air. And I feel like that's just, the motto I go in practice, because, when you have, L at quarterback, I mean, L's my brother. So, like, it's a different type of relationship with me and him. So in practice, he knows if he throws the ball in the air and I catch it twice, or I'll tell him it's too high in practice, he'll tell me, I don't want to hear these excuses on Sunday. Like, if I throw this ball in the air, you better come down with it. So, just having that motto in game, when the ball's in the air, it's mine or nobody. Your ability to make contested catches, I'm sure, is something that L has just loved these past years with you. And I don't know when you logged on, but a big part of my 5 a.m. meeting here in LA was about how when every play breaks down, it's always going to you. And you guys have that chemistry. When he gets into scramble mode, it's you. You called him Houdini. Why are we leaving that quarterback? How? I mean, because, free agency, it's a business, but players are always like drawn to the quarterback. There's not a big group of them. Not a lot of them have 2-time MVP next to their name. How hard is that? How hard is it to leave Al? Man, I mean, I feel like it won't hit me until it hits me. That's one of those feelings. And that's just because I can never see myself like, I mean, like I tell, like, even when I go back home, like to Massachusetts, and like the kids are asking me, like, how's Lamar? Like, how is it playing with Lamar? Because it's like he's a superhero to them. And to me, it's just like I could call L at any point of the day and just chop it up on the phone with him, make jokes, do whatever, and he'll answer. So it's really just one of those feelings where it hasn't really hit me yet because technically I haven't left, quote unquote. So it's just,
Yeah.
just bearing in the moment, but it's also like separating the business side from the family side. And I feel like L understands, where I'm at right now in, free agency talks and contract talks on, where it could go.
I'm a little confused. Is the door open to staying in Baltimore?
I mean, the door is, I tell everybody, the door is always open for Baltimore only because that's family. I mean, they took a chance on me when all 31 passed. And I tell them that to the fans, to the organization, to my teammates. But at the end of the day, I told everybody, every moment I get, like, business is business. I mean, it's just, I got to do right by me, right by my family, and right by, what I feel like I could do in this league. And I feel like, I've shown enough ability to be able to help out any quarterback, any situation, to be able to put points on the board and help offense.
Has Lamar tried to like inject himself into that, or is that?
As a brother, yes, but also like, I mean, L loves me as a player. I mean, it was going crazy. I think Bleacher Report had posted like Isaiah Likely will be like his next team will be, and then L tweeted out at Ravens. Because that's my brother. I mean, he wants me side by side with him all the time because, like you said, like we built a relationship and chemistry on the field that, was just getting started, I felt like. So, he'll always tell me, I got a place with him, but he understands that business is business and he wants to honestly do right by me.
I mean, does Declan Doyle get hired and call you? Have you talked to him?
I've only talked to the position coach at the Ravens. I haven't talked to nobody else.
I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. What's important to you? So let's say I heard you were so great with John Gruden. And so you're open. You're like, I'm ready. And oh my gosh, like I'm thinking about like, it's insane. What is it, 60% of snaps you were on offensively? Less than that, 57, something insane like that. I have it here somewhere, I don't know where. Like, what does it even look like? Yeah. What does it even look like to get close to 100? What are you going to look like getting close to 100 snaps somewhere?
I mean, I feel like if I get close to 100, I'm going to be everything that everybody knows, and myself knowing that what I can be, and that's a top caliber tight end in this league. And I feel like that's exactly what I'm trying to be now. I mean, I told everybody, the vet I had in Mark Andrews, my tight end room. Like I felt like I learned all that I could, from Mark to be able to be a star caliber tight end in this league.
Yeah.
And I say that to the end of the day because everything that Mark's taught me from a rookie till now to be able to incorporate in my game, put my little twist and glamour on, to be able to shine and put my name out there has just been able to put myself in the limelight to say, I'm here, I'm ready, and whatever team, wherever I end up, that you're gonna get a top tight end in this league.
Yeah, and you've done it. I'm thinking 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns, no matter where you go. And I'm excited to see. And I have a couple, my wish list for you. We can go over here in a minute. But you've always spoke so eloquently about Mark Andrews. There's never been a problem of like, I want the ball, I deserve the ball more, even though like all these things are true with how, you are a star tight end, you're ready to go. What is the lasting thing that you could say Mark Andrews left on you? And I don't want, not as a man even, as a teammate, but like as a tight end, like in that position group that is so close-knit around the league, like what's his lasting impact on you?
I really say Mark, I mean, coming from Coastal Carolina where it was, I'd be able to go to a game eating Wendy's, a 4-for-4, and be able to go out there and give you 100 yards and 2 touchdowns every Saturday, where it was when I got to the league. Mark really taught me how to be a pro's pro. I mean, he taught me how to watch film. He taught me how to take care of my body. He taught me how to worry about the stuff off the field, because on the field is really where you make your money. So understand that both of them can't really commingle to where now you're on the field worrying about what's going on off the field or not knowing the playbook and everything. Just being able to teach me that, when you're at work, when you're being a Baltimore Raven tight end, when you're trying to show the world who Isaiah Likely is, make sure that you're giving them the best every time.
I've heard you say that you want to be used as a chess piece, right? Or that I like chess. I play chess. I'm pretty good at chess.
Yeah.
What chess piece?
Yeah.
What is that? Paint me that picture.
Okay. So I'd say it'd be more so I'd say the horse, only because everybody doesn't understand, quote unquote, how dangerous the horse piece can be, being able to go certain ways and be able to certain things. I mean, the rook only gets to go
one way or the other, ladder. Yeah.
Yep.
But the knight the knight does that weird like L, 3 up, 1 over. I hate that.
Yep.
I hate the knight. I gotta count. I gotta figure it out. Like I always get got by when I'm playing defense. I like count. You know, like why the knight?
Yeah. Exactly how you said. I mean, when you're a chess piece in the offense, when you're able to line up anywhere, outside, inside, in the backfield, you never be able to, a defense be able to just sit there and say, hey, I know what he's doing at this point, or be able to, help out, put a bracket on everything. Whenever you're able to, perfect your craft going everywhere on the offense, it's hard for a defense. It makes the defensive coordinator sit up at night saying, how do we not stop 80, but contain him to the point where he's not taking over the game and beating us himself. And that's, what I feel like the knight does in chess.
I want to know what's important to you. I'm at 7 here looking at your last 2 seasons, like your catch percentage. You've improved everywhere. Like you guys have been through so much adversity. There's so many mouths to feed there. Like, can you kind of admit that you want targets? Like, do you want or is like quarterback? Like, what are the most important culture, coach? What are most important things to you? And it's let me just say, people don't have decisions. To have decisions is something that I have learned to be so grateful for, so that you have like the agency to even decide what's important. I know as a 4th rounder, there was a time that you maybe thought that you didn't get that. So freaking congratulations to you on saying, and even getting this question for me and getting to answer it. There's a lot of beauty there, but what are the priorities?
I say, quarterback play is definitely a priority. I mean, just be able to come in from, playing with Lamar Jackson, where it was, he's as gifted as they come at the quarterback position. So seeing the game from a different lens, playing from him, that was always a blessing. I'll say, everything that's big to me is trust. And you get the ball, you get targets by your quarterback trusting, when the ball's in the air going to you, that it's not going to be a negative play, or you're going to be in the right place at the right time. So, wherever I end up, wherever I go, is just building the trust with the quarterback right away. So where, like you said, like when Lamar's just throwing the ball in scramble drill or throwing the ball on time and letting me, show the world yak, or just going up and getting there and contested catches. I mean, I'd just try to be instilled from day one. And then obviously, like, culture at Baltimore Ravens was, I'd say, up there with the best of them.
Yeah.
And that was just because of the mantra of knowing that, when you suit up in that purple and black, like, you're going to give everything you got. You're going to be a disciplined team, and you're going to play hard for 60 minutes. So that's just, a cultural piece that I'll bring with myself to any organization I go to, just instilling that, I know right from wrong, and I'm ready to go. I'm
pretty good at like deductive reasoning. So I'm thinking from your spot. And I think you'd make any quarterback better. Like there's a world where I like you in San Francisco, because I feel like I would just like that offense with you in it. But there's too many mouths to feed. I want you to be more of a focal point. And then if you're talking like that kind of like it's hard to improve from the Ravens. It's like where do you go? So you're going to Philly, where Goddard's a free agent.
Yeah.
Do you like that?
It's dope.
Right? Like that'd be pretty great. Super Bowl winning quarterback. Like there's that. And then really like where I think I want to see you most is Kansas City.
Okay.
I think Travis, goodbye. And if he decides to goodbye, I don't know what he's doing. But like, I mean, how do you improve from Lamar? You go to Patrick. You're talking culture.
Yeah.
You're talking coach. Like, I don't know that you could, I don't see the hole in that, I guess.
For sure. I mean, those are definitely like 2 places where the coach is there, the quarterback play is there, and, the offense system is there. But as you said, like, it just all depends on, how bad they want me, and really just, how fast I could grow that relationship with the quarterback.
Yeah. You and Patrick would be amazing. I'd love to see you and Patrick together. But you also mentioned going back home to Massachusetts, and we can't not talk about some of these comments that just it must be, and I'm so happy for you, but Patriots fans are saying, come the F back home, Isaiah. You're gonna love Josh McDaniels. If they have Isaiah Likely, are they more competitive in the Super Bowl? There's all these questions. You were a wide receiver. Malden High? Well, here he is. Look at this. Tell me about this kid.
That's Young Zay. Man, I feel like that was ages ago, which is crazy. But, that's really where I cemented myself, being able to play varsity finally. I didn't play varsity till my junior year of high school, which is crazy to say. But that was my first year really being able to, showcase my wide receiver ability before I transferred to Everett High, the year after. And that's really where, all the offers and everything started pouring in. But that was my first, coming out to party to Massachusetts, Isaiah Likely's here to play football.
Yeah. I mean, does it play a factor in going home in this decision?
I mean, I love home. And that was, when you're coming, I feel like rookie year as a kid, when you go home, there's a lot of things and variables that kind of try to negate you from putting yourself in the situation to go home, just family-wise. Are you going to be more so down the street from your mom where you grew up?
Yeah.
So just being able to get out of the way and getting out of the crib for a little bit. I mean, I love going back home. I mean, I love the Celtics. Love going back home to the Patriots.
Yeah, I saw you courtside with the Celtics. Yeah. I don't know, you know what I've never seen though? I've never seen in all my research with a beautiful staff here that works their ass off. I'm up and Adams. Nobody could find you admitting that you're a Patriots fan.
I was. I mean, I wasn't not a Patriots fan growing up.
Well, clearly, no, you weren't.
Yeah, I mean, I was more of a players fan. I wasn't a teams fan, if that makes sense.
No, it doesn't make any sense. You grew up when the Patriots were the best. That'd be like me saying, I mean, I grew up in Chicago. That'd be like me being I'm a Michael Jordan fan, but when they won all those rings, why aren't you a Patriots fan? What is this?
I just like players. I was more of a player watcher. When I was, I liked watching Rob Gronkowski, but that's when I became a tight end. When I was a wide receiver in high school, I was looking at Julio Jones and DeAndre Hopkins. I was looking at
That's right, because you're not you are a leading receiver on a team, in my opinion, and I like that. That's got it. So
I was watching bigger body receivers making acrobatic catches on the outside, going against corner, and that's what I liked over there. And then the Patriots, they had Edelman, Amendola, they had players that slot gadget receivers where it was they was doing a lot in the slot. Don't get me wrong, they were still dogs, but that's not where I'm trying to use my game at.
Got it.
And then when I turn into a tight end, I mean, Tom Brady's the GOAT. Don't get me wrong.
I know.
If you ask me, I'm gonna tell everybody Tom Brady the GOAT. But that's back home is I like the Patriots. I watch them because Tom on, but I wouldn't watch the receivers out there.
How come you know what I like about you're not stressed out at all?
No.
Yeah. What does that feel like to know that you're watch my tape? You know what I mean? That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's because at the end of the day, everybody go through adversity. I mean, everybody knows I'm not going to shy away from it. This wasn't my best year, but one thing I can say is, dealing with all that adversity I've been through this year, there's only up from here. So whatever I put on tape to this point forward, I feel there's no tight end in the league where I feel they could do something that I can't. And that was, something I could set my hat on, saying that when I come to play every Sunday, you're going to have to watch out and you're going to have to know where 80 is on wherever he is on the field.
Yeah. Do you think, is there anything you've learned about this period, that you're surprised by, just because you've never had it before? I was thinking this morning, I know you can't talk to anybody yet, and that.
Exactly. That was, that's the, because it's now it's just the waiting and anticipation. It's damn, I want to talk to teams. I want to talk to coaches, offense coordinator. I want to understand plans and how they see their team going, where they see me playing. But it's now I gotta wait. Got to just sit here and just see predictions and everything. And it's just well, right now I'm working out and everything. So it's just just waiting, anticipating, and ask my agent. I think my agent's probably trying to get a little annoyed with me just because he's every day Isaiah, I can't talk to them. So it's just relax. It's okay from here.
Yeah, like I don't even know what the best advice. I mean, yeah, you're gonna get broken off, so it's just kind of like a patient waiting game.
Just
I think
wait,
yeah,
yeah.
it sounds pretty nice. More nice Cabo vacations with Melanie. I
Cabo
love all
was
of this
nice.
for you.
Cabo was
I feel
nice.
like your face lit up when I said Philly.
It did.
Yeah, it really did. More
feel like-
than the
I mean-
Chiefs. I feel like you think that, like you, yeah. I feel like Philly might be
That's
it.
what you see.
I mean, Patriots I
like-
like, but it's too cute of a storyline. I think it's like just cute. Though they need you,
Okay.
and they have money. They have
Yeah.
money, so I'm looking at that too. I don't know who gets the better end of the deal. If it's like, you know, Roseman is like, I don't know if do I love that for you? Yes, but I want you on a content. But I just want you to just show out. You know, I want you to like live your best
So
life.
you rather me with a more like, I want to say like older quarterback. Like you wouldn't want me with a younger quarterback.
I
Like,
think
not a younger
I think you
quarterback,
know
but
how good you had it with Lamar, and so
Yeah.
I can't have you on a team with a lesser than
Yeah.
quarterback.
Yeah.
So then I don't know, but like if AJ Brown gets traded, then you're more of the like I think that you could be that for Jalen, and that could work really well. And I like
Yeah.
that for you. You and I mean, Chiefs would be beautiful. And then I'm just so curious, like how'd you leave things with John?
John loved me. I mean, I feel like when I was the first person, I feel like I was the first person to call John when he got hired. I mean, and that's what I was telling everybody on the Gruden show. Like he's the cultural piece that you need. Like he's instilling the discipline to understand that adversity happens. What are you going to do when it happens though? And he's going to bring the mantra of like, we're going to win every game and we're never going to go into a game thinking less. And that's what, I feel like is great for the Giants organization.
Yeah, I mean, is there a path there? Can the Knight move in that offense, that L shape?
I like a lot. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. You must like the NFC a lot.
Oh, you want?
me.
So now you're going to the AFC? I don't know. I don't know. I'm just
saying.
on your team. You and Jackson would be fun. I feel like you'd give him a ton of chances.
Yeah,
that'd be
for
sick
sure.
to see.
Yeah, definitely with his two-play quarterback
Wait,
ability.
what's that? I've never even. Just so we're clear, before I let you go,
Yeah.
I would never think. I don't think AFC, NFC any difference. What do you?
Yeah.
Explain that to me. Why did that hit you?
I'm just saying, like, 'cause, okay, so like in my mind, it's just you said two NFC teams and one AFC team.
And I said
mean, we're
mentioned
not
San
counting Baltimore.
Francisco, but I'll count those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it makes it feel like you think that NFC quarterbacks are better fit for me than AFC, other than Pat. Because you don't want me to go back home.
I just can't think of. Oh, now you're saying now you're going to be a Patriot? What's going on here? I'm trying to figure out the quarterback play that would make me most excited for you. So I'm trying to talk. There's comments. We got at McCullough Plays on YouTube. I'm saying, do you like the idea of Isaiah Likely to Commanders with Jaden Daniels? I like that. It's another NFC team.
That's another NFC. That's what I'm saying.
But
so
you'd get the looks there. I want you to just like have all the highlight cut. I just feel like if I'm just a math girly, and I'm not, but like 60% of snaps on offense, very little targets, always behind somebody, you extrapolate that into like what you were able to do and double that, like shit.
It's going to get scary.
It's going to get scary.
I'm telling you.
You're the best. Wherever you go, it'll be great. Enjoy this. Like, just enjoy it. I'm so happy for you. Always the biggest fan. Isaiah Likely, star tight end, coming to an NFL team near you, not named Baltimore. Wow. Good luck. See ya.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Alec Pierce on the show after this. Wow, we have the two, biggest free agents here. I love when the checkbook break-off happens.
Yeah.
How come there's not like a reality show on that? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Why isn't there like a Hard Knocks free agency? It's my favorite part.
It's a good point.
Because I guess you can never tell if it's juicy, I guess.
Yeah. And maybe, like we were talking about, sometimes maybe there's some stuff they don't want to show, but yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Alec must just search his name on Twitter and just die because everyone's losing their shit.
Yeah, as they should be.
Why is he? What was that AFC NFC bullshit? I don't
know.
Like. I'm not saying the NFC has better quarterbacks. It's less top heavy. But I guess What do you mean the AFC has, of course, the better group?
Yeah. And yeah, it's just looking at like where you'd fit more teams that need a tight end too. We got to look at.
Travis, what are we doing? Get right? At what point does that get ugly? Meaning, like for the team, he's not going to do that to them. That's like the hope that he's coming back, right?
I feel
like, that, he hasn't done it yet.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
And he still needs a new contract too, which is another wrinkle. And what is he? Does he go for his market value? And because there's the part of it where there's what it does to the rest of the tight end position if he takes less,
Right.
But the Chiefs are in some cap issues right now, so that's going to be an interesting thing to watch. If he does come back, what is that going to look like?
Is it the best thing for likely to be in Philly? I like that less.
Yeah, as far as him getting the opportunities and yeah.
Commanders is kind of interesting.
Commanders would be super interesting.
I'd rather like Dallas stay there. He goes to Commanders, than like Dallas goes to the Commanders, like in the Ertz vein.
Yeah.
Of like inner division. I'd rather have likely to the Commanders because I think he clearly wants. And you have to understand that, like being the fourth rounder, being the non-million star recruit, like you just want to show out. That's a big part of it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think you'd get that opportunity in New England too.
I'm surprised Declan didn't try to make. They just Eric was just like, it's not happening. Don't even like talk to him. I don't know. Ravens fans aren't going to be happy about that.
Third down, Leonard is going to unleash a long one. Alec Pierce is there for the touchdown. Leonard is on time with a bomb to Pierce for 66 yards.
Alec Pierce, unleash a long one. Alec Pierce, get on here, Alec. Like, big play. But what? 40, I think it's 47 catches over 1,000 yards. How?
Lots of deep balls.
Yeah. But that's not all you are, right? And great to see you. And, like, I hope you're enjoying this. And good morning to you. And
Thank
you just talked to Isaiah Likely. Yeah, it's the crazy, it's the, the checkbook season, which we love. You're about to go through it. What is it like? I don't know if you search your name. You probably wouldn't admit to that if you do. It is so fun to see all the love you're getting. What is it like?
Yeah, no, it's crazy. I mean, my phone's just kind of been blowing up a little bit this past, really, well, especially yesterday with the whole franchise tag thing and all that. So, yeah, it's been crazy to see. I'm off of Twitter. I know that's kind of where the information's at. So I'll be trying to figure things out. I told my friends to text me if anything crazy, if you see any Adam Schefter tweets and stuff like that, because I do like to follow that, but I've been off Twitter past couple of years.
I think that's the way to do it. I love that. Like, when something happens, you'll be the first to know, I'm sure, or somebody will let you know what the gossip is. We saw that play going into this little bit, what we just saw from Leonard. I want to take a look at it one more time because it's Week 18. It's against Houston, big-time division rival. There's a lot of drama there, of course. You guys hate each other. You go for a season-high 132 yards and 2 touchdowns. How did you make the best secondary in the league look like this?
I think we kind of just had a mentality going into the game, like, really nothing to lose. We knew we were going to take our shots, take our chances, and it was Riley Leonard's first career start, and he was excited to go out there, and it was just special to see. We connected a few times, a couple of deep balls, but yeah, we knew going into the game how many yards we needed to get 1,000, so I had kind of gave Riley a little incentive on that. It took care of business.
I love that. Now you're a free agent. Awaiting. That must take a lot of patience from you, which I can't imagine is easy. Yesterday, I'm sure you're by your phone, you're trying to figure it out. What's like the first thing that hits your head when you see that the tag gets put on Daniel Jones?
Yeah, I think that was kind of what we were expecting from me and my agents. I think obviously like the quarterback's the number one thing, and we knew talking with the Colts going back and forth. Basically, like until they had a quarterback in play, like we got to treat them like they don't have a quarterback. So it's tough as a receiver to really commit to a team not knowing where the quarterback's at. So I think like my team and the Colts knew that like we weren't really going to get much done with a deal until they got a quarterback done. So they were really priority one for them was Daniel. And I guess that's what they decided was the best option to getting his deal done was placing the tag on him. So
knowing they have the quarterback now, how does that affect the way you're thinking? What's important to you?
Yeah. At this point now, it's like I love Indy. I've loved playing there. Great organization, great people in the city. Just a ton of support. I know we haven't been as good as we could be, and I know we can be. But yeah, now at this point, kind of earned the right to explore free agency, see what's out there, and just make a decision that's best for my career and for my family.
What's important to you? I would love to know, just like as a person. I think Colts fans, other fans that like are dying to have you, like Buffalo freaking fans who are like all up in the chat and the DMs, all of this, like, get him, please tell him Buffalo would love him. Like, what is important to you?
Definitely like quarterback play, like stability in a franchise, like winning culture, things like that. I'd say are probably the most important. Yeah, it's been, just being in Indy, I played with a ton of different quarterbacks. And I think, they're on the way to figuring that out with Daniel, if they can get like a long-term deal done with him, because I believe in him a ton as a quarterback. But I think I've understood the battles that come with, not having that stability. So like, I think as a free agent, that would be something that I would look into a lot.
Can you tell me what was behind this? Obviously you did it with Leonard there against the best secondary, so it's not maybe as much on the quarterback, but what you, Daniel Jones, that connection, can you sort of describe that?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like I've only known him now since whenever he signed there, like last April maybe or last May, but so it hasn't even been a year yet. But yeah, no, it feels like, in that 1 year, like our relationship's just grown so much. Like he's a great friend to me. I spent so much time together. So I think just having that as your quarterback, just being able to like freely communicate and just be on the same page, I think just because of how tight we were, like I think it's special.
Yeah, and then you had like Phillip Rivers. I'm just so curious because it was like this, as a fan, like watching this magical season and the run you guys were on, and it was all happening. And then of course like the adversity strikes and all of that. Like now that you're, you like the Indy organization, it sounds like you're welcome to coming back there. You like your quarterback situation. Like how do you sort of view the year as a whole? I mean, we had Carly, we had the gravity of Jim Irsay, that entire fan. Like there was so much going on. Like, I guess, what's the lasting impact in 5 years when you look back at what this Colts season was like for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a real, like tale of, 2 seasons, really, because it was, that first half of the season felt special. Like, we were on top of the world. Like, we were playing for Jim. It just felt like we had everything going for us. Like, our offense, we couldn't be stopped. And then, going into the bye week, Daniel gets hurt. He's still playing, but he's playing on his injured leg. And so I think kind of once that happened, like took a little bit of like wind out of our sails. We started getting hit by the injury bug. It wasn't just Daniel. There's other guys that got injured, and it just was that's the thing with football. Like there's so much. Like it almost like to win the Super Bowl and to go on and be the best team in the NFL, like there's so much things that are outside of your control that kind of like need to go right for you. And like, it just felt like we didn't have all the right things fall into place for us towards the end of the year.
Yeah. Did you learn anything about Daniel Jones? I know you said you didn't really know him that long of a time, but like obviously that kind of adversity, how he carried himself, like what did you learn about him?
Yeah, I think, I saw obviously toughness. Even before he hurt his Achilles, just him playing on like his injured leg was pretty remarkable to see. So that was just showed the toughness he had, and it's just like how much I think having a leader that's doing something like that, like kind of just for the whole team, is like inspiration, and kind of it puts things in perspective. You're like, it's week 10 or whatever, your body's hurting a little bit, you might be like complaining you don't want to go out there and practice, but you're like, oh man, we got this guy out here. He's practicing. His leg's not good. So yeah, I think just seeing that from their leader is pretty. It's just like a good leadership skill.
Yeah. What if like Chris Ballard calls you like right now? That's like sort of manifesting this. Do you have your cell phone near you somewhere?
This is my cell phone right here, so I'll put it on Do Not Disturb in case I'm making a lot of phone calls.
Oh no, so. I don't love that. I don't love that for you. How close are y'all to getting something done?
I'm not really sure. I think my agents they're on that more so, but I think they really said they're gonna start working on stuff, after they figured out the Daniel stuff, which was yesterday. So I think we'll see it. They should be getting back to us today or tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at other teams that I know want you. I mean, I've heard things. I know with fans, I'm looking Patriots. You keep getting linked to the Titans. Is that interesting to you?
Yeah, I mean, that's, it's a good spot. It's close.
And a lot of money. You would be such a game changer for Cam. Oh, my God. Like, I can't even imagine what that would be like. Giants, Bills. Bills is another one. What would it be like to have Josh throwing you the ball?
That would be special. I mean, he's one of the most talented quarterbacks in the NFL. Big fan of his game, always. So that would be cool, too.
Yeah, Ravens, Chiefs, like, Chris Ballard, know ya, love ya. We got to get this done. We got to get this done. Colts fans, I don't want to leave you. I mean, you're the most sought-out free agent after this career-high season, which we love. And yes, deep threat. And I said it in the beginning, and, like, my producer, Cal, back there is like, but he's not that. He's not just that. He's not there. There's so much more to you than catching these bombs from any of these amazing, great quarterbacks. What is the area of your game that does not get talked about enough?
I think I agree. There's a lot of like untapped potential, and I think that's what people see in me as a free agent. Because like the stuff I'm doing a lot of times is the hardest things to do. Like not every receiver can run deep balls and make plays down the field. Because I mean, I think you got to kind of have that skill set, be big body, be able to run stuff like that. So, but I think there's a lot of untapped potential. I know I can do things similar to receivers like George Pickens, Nico Collins, where they are like vertical threats and they make plays down the field, but they're also very dominant at all three levels. And that's the type of receiver I think I know I can be, and I think that's what teams are probably projecting me to be too.
I feel like you don't get credit for sort of like the technician that you are. Like, do you put a lot of pride in that, a lot of work into that? Yeah,
for sure. Came a long way. That was definitely something that I struggled with, probably more so like in college. Like I was very, very raw, and I just always been working on that. But yeah, no, I try to get better every single year. And Reggie Wayne's been my receiver coach the past 4 years. He's done an incredible job of helping me out with that. So yeah, I've just been working on that.
Yeah, I think you're amazing after the catch. More amazing you get credit for. And I like that you mentioned Nico Collins, because I think it's another thing you don't get credit for. Like, you will run through people.
Yeah.
Try to, which I love. You've led the Colts in receiving. I also want to say to people, this like 47 for over 1,000, not a one-hit wonder. I do want to point out to any teams that might be watching, any clips that I might be sending to said GMs over the next week, like, you've done this the past 2 seasons, and that to me adds up to a wide receiver 1. And there's a lot of wide receivers out there that do want that label. How important is you to be a primary target? Can you be that guy, and why?
Yeah, no, I think this is something I definitely believe I can do, and I think it's something I haven't really had the chance to do. I think you can look at the numbers, the targets I've had the past few years. Like, I know you said earlier when you're talking with Isaiah that you're not a math girl, but I am a math guy myself. And you said extrapolate, and I was like, you can extrapolate my targets if you give me targets that.
Let's go. How many targets can I get? Cal, can you tell me how many targets? You know. I know you know, Alec. How many targets?
It was like 80 something. So I mean, I think there's not very
84.
many receivers that have got 1,000 yards and under 100 targets, and I had 84. So
let's go. I love this.
I think you take those numbers, and what's like a receiver one get targets wise, like 130, 150, something like that. Yeah,
average, I guess.
You basically double my targets. I'm setting the record right there. So
we're saying we're saying we're gonna have a 2,000-yard season. Is that what you're?
I mean that's what the math says, but now obviously it doesn't work completely like that. But
yeah, you're Calvin Johnson. That's what I'm hearing.
I mean, if that's what the math says, but nah, if you give me, like, I think I could get a lot more targets. I think that's what I'm most excited about, getting paid and being a free, or like, getting a big contract, is like the coaches in the front office know they have to back up that contract. So like, I'm no longer going to be an 80 target per player, like if I get paid this big contract, like they're going to have to throw me the ball more and give me more things. Cause a lot of times the stuff I was doing was all downfield. It was pretty like low percentage type stuff. And that was just kind of the nature of our offense. And we understood, we've talked about it, but like the more of like the short game, intermediate game, that's probably a little bit easier, like completions, that type of stuff is going to be stuff that I'm going to take on a larger portion of now. I'm kind of projecting towards doing that, because it's just like, you got to justify paying a receiver all this money, and you can't be a guy that's catching 2 balls a game,
Yeah, very well said. You did your thing against the toughest competition. Hamilton, you're saying that, is there news? Sorry, Hamilton, there's breaking news with corners? What just happened?
Trent McDuffie's been traded to the Rams.
Wow.
You guys faced each other late in the season.
Yeah.
What do you make of that? That's sort of wild.
Corner. He's a great corner. Yeah, no, that is wild. I mean, because obviously, like the Chiefs are the Chiefs. Like, you wouldn't think they want to get rid of a player like that, because they're always one of the best teams in the NFL. But I know you were mentioning earlier, I'm sure they have some issues themselves in terms of like money, and probably need some draft picks, stuff like that. So
it's all happening. I just wanted to give you that news since you don't use Twitter. But speaking of corners, like you played with Sauce.
Yep.
And those battles were on. What did you learn from him, I guess, before you go?
Yeah. No, Sauce is. So I went to college with Sauce also. So like.
Yeah. Is he helping you stay in Indy, Sauce? Are you on? Like, are you?
He should. Yeah. We played golf like a week or two ago. Yeah, that's my.
Oh my gosh, you were such a golfer. You won the freaking NFLPA golf classic last year.
Exactly, I know, and I'm bummed they just canceled it this year.
I heard,
I'm a little bummed about that.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
so who's winning the Masters? I'll give you last at the buzzer. Who's winning the Masters?
Oh man, I mean, Scotty. We got it. I feel like that's like the one bet you always gotta have, right?
You're winning the off season. Enjoy. You've earned it. Go crush it. 2,000-yard season coming for Alec Pierce. See ya.
I appreciate it. Bye.
Bye.